The villains of Ninjago are definitely up there in terms of the most iconic characters from the Ninjago series, easily putting the other LEGO original villains to shame. Like, who the hell even is this guy? And this one is just a stupid book. Oh no, I'm so scared he's gonna give me a minor paper cut. The rogues gallery of the ninja are truly a formidable group to fight against, really giving the ninja a tough time. Well, most of them anyways, and if you ask me, the Ninjago villains truly stand out against all the other millions of fictional and non-fictional villains. That's right, Jack the Ripper, you are nothing compared to the mechanic. Although I do believe that Ninjago's large collection of dastardly villains put all other evildoers to shame, it wouldn't be completely accurate to say that the Ninja's Rogues Gallery is the definitive Rogues Gallery of villains. I mean, it's a LEGO children's show. I don't think this guy is going to be crowned the CEO of evil anytime soon. After conducting extensive research to figure out if there was a group of villains out there that could rival Ninjago's epic collection of baddies, and no, I don't mean it in that way, I do not find any of the Ninjago villains attractive. Okay, well maybe this one. I've come to the conclusion that there is only one other group of villains out there that can stand beside Ninjago's villains as one of the greatest rogues gallery of all time, that being the group of villains belonging to the iconic Cape Crusader himself, Batman. Everyone knows the Dark Knight himself, the Batman, or just man if you're clinically insane. Batman really doesn't need any introduction. We all know the tragic story of a boy losing his parents and dedicating himself to fighting crime, using the incredible wealth given to him by his parents, become the Batman and be the savior of Gotham City. Batman is one of the most iconic fictional characters of all time, having millions of fans all across the globe. I mean, who doesn't love the character of Batman? I love Batman, well, most of the time. I believe that one of the large reasons as to why Batman has become as iconic as he is today comes down to his massive rogues gallery of villains that are just as iconic as Batman himself, featuring legendary villains such as the Riddler, Bane, Two-Face, the Joker, the Penguin, Deathstroke, Harley Quinn, and the Condiment King, I guess. Geez, maybe Omega deserves more credit. Time and time again, Batman has defeated his large collection of villains, and the ninja have time and time again stopped every villain that has threatened Ninjago. But what would happen if the villains were swapped around? Could the ninja stand a chance against Batman's massive rogues gallery? And so that is the random question that we'll be attempting to answer today, putting the ninja up against numerous Batman villains to determine whether or not the ninja would be up to defend both Ninjago City and Gotham City if they were for some reason tasked with such a bizarre challenge. Before the ninja are thrown face first into the most crime-ridden city, some ground rules should probably be established to make it somewhat fair for the villains of Gotham City. For the purpose of this hypothetical crossover between the ninja and Batman's villains, the ninja are not allowed to use any magical MacGuffins or special weapons, meaning no sort of sanctuary, no golden weapons, and any other crazy weapons that could help the ninja. The ninja are also going to be banned from using any kind of spinjitzu or other special martial arts. No air jitsu, no forbidden spinjitzu, and no rising dragon. It would just be no fun as literally every villain could be defeated in about 5 seconds with the ninja using spinjitzu. And so the ninja will only be allowed to rely on their elemental powers and pure skill. When compared to the rogues gallery of other superheroes such as Spider-Man, a large majority of Batman villains aren't really that much of a physical threat. I mean, come on, this is literally just a twink in a bowler hat, and this one is just morbidly obese. With Batman's villains more being focused on psychologically and mentally attacking Batman, examples of course being the Joker and the Riddler, don't expect most of these villains to do anything against the ninja. Sure, they can use a gun or two, but what the hell is that going to do against a guy that can control fire? I suppose it makes sense to begin with the Batman villains that don't really pose much of a challenge for the ninja, before tackling the villains that would actually take more than 8 seconds to deal with. Starting us off, we have the Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot, one of the most notable mobsters in Gotham City, a quite pudgy man that clearly won't be giving the ninja any physical challenges. The only risk he poses to the ninja is poking one of their eyes out with his nose. The only thing he has going for him are his fancy umbrellas. For those who don't know, aka the normal people in the audience, the Penguin has the gimmick of always having a special trick umbrella, a helicopter umbrella, a gun umbrella, and a sword umbrella. But I don't think these special umbrellas are going to do much against the ninja. So it's away to prison with Penguin as the ninja are clearly winning this fight. From a penguin to a cat, our next villain will be Catwoman, Selina Kyle, a cat burglar in every sense of the word. Just like the Penguin, Catwoman is literally just a normal human being with no special powers or abilities. But unlike the Penguin, Catwoman could actually defend herself against the ninja. Catwoman is known for being pretty good at hand-to-hand combat, along with having incredible speed, agility, and reflexes that would prove to be a match for the ninja, using her acrobatic skills to evade the ninja, and maybe even land a few good hits of her own. She may be able to hold her own against the ninja, but I doubt this feline-based criminal is winning the fight, most likely joining Penguin in prison after a little game of cat and mouse with the ninja. Head says that this next villain will beat the ninja, and Tail says that he loses. Of course that means that literally Two-Face is next for facing the ninja. Harvey Dent was once the district attorney of Gotham City, but after being horribly disfigured on half his face, Harvey's mind was split into two and he became the criminal Two-Face, letting a two-sided coin decide his every action. With Two-Face having a very severe case of a split personality disorder, it would make him pretty unpredictable, with his good and bad side constantly switching as to which one is in control, making it very difficult for the ninja to properly strategize a plan against him. Two-Face is also a pretty intellectual and strategic villain. Having prior experience in criminal law, criminology, and other legal areas, Two-Face has a great understanding as to how people think, and could use his knowledge to completely keep the ninja away from him, setting up scheme after scheme that makes it so he never even has to face the ninja, with all two of his faces. But Two-Face keeping the ninja away from him most likely won't last forever. Our ninja can surprisingly be pretty smart at times, or at least one of them can be. As soon as the ninja catch up to Two-Face, poor old Harv will be facing a pretty mean prison sentence, one for each of his faces. Riddle me this, riddle me that. I'm too stupid to actually make a riddle, so let's just cut to the chase with Riddler throwing his bowler hat into the ring. Edward Nigma is a man obsessed with riddles and games, committing crimes and leaving behind riddles and puzzles to be solved. Once again, another regular human being with absolutely no physical skills, the Riddler's intelligence will be the real challenge for the ninja. Riddler using his masterful riddles and puzzles to make it damn near impossible for the ninja to even track him down, setting up several dangerous traps for the ninja and leading them the complete wrong way. As smart as Riddler is, however, I don't believe his riddles will be able to keep the ninja off his tail forever, with Zane's ninja mind no doubt proving to be a big help in solving all of the puzzles and riddles, with the other ninja just watching, I guess. Now we're going to start looking at the Batman villains that do actually pose a physical threat to the ninja, or at least have certain gadgets, abilities, or skills that would be able to properly challenge the ninja in some way. Jonathan Crane, also known as the Scarecrow, is our first villain that could actually be a proper threat for the ninja. Obsessed with fear and psychology, this villain often uses his very own fear toxin, a sort of poison that makes the victim face their greatest fear, so pretty much just like the Venomari's venom. So maybe the ninja could use their experience with the Venomari to take down Scarecrow. Even with prior experience with the Venomari, Scarecrow could still be a pretty big challenge for the ninja. All Scarecrow needs to really do is use some fear toxin gas on the ninja, and they'll be too overcome with the intense fear from the gas to properly fight the Wizard of Oz cosplayer. Sure, you could say that Zane would be immune, but the Venomari's venom worked on him once, so I'm gonna say that the fear toxin will work on him too. That fear toxin stuff is pretty strong. As long as the ninja can face their greatest fears and realize that it's all in their heads, Scarecrow should be able to be taken down easily enough after that. From one heavily poison-based villain to another, next up is Poison Ivy, a woman that has control over plant life and the ability to poison a person with a touch. At first, Ivy seems like a problem, but her control of plants doesn't really do much when Kai can easily burn the plants into ashes. So as long as the ninja keep their distance and are careful not to get poisoned by Ivy, Kai should make really quick work of this green-thumbed villain. Just like Poison Ivy, our next villain, Mr. Freeze, probably won't last long thanks to the Master of Fire. After a terrible accident, Victor Freeze relies on his ice-cold suit to keep himself alive, committing ice-themed crimes with his special freeze gun, being able to freeze anything and anyone in place. So like an evil Zane, but actually well written. Although Mr. Freeze is incredibly smart, his suit and ice gadgets are all going to be rendered useless once Kai enters the battlefield. Even without Kai, Sora's tech powers should make it easy to shut down his special suit, making it easy for the ninja to throw him into a special prison cell, aka a freezer. The last two villains could have been easily taken down by Kai, but this next one is going to prove to be a bigger challenge, being the incredibly muscular and skilled fighter Bane, a man given intense strength and endurance by a special drug being pumped into his body. Out of all the villains so far, Bane certainly seems like the biggest physical threat for the ninja, being absolutely roided out on steroids and being able to take immense damage without feeling a thing. I can see the ninja winning the fight, however, with Cole possibly being able to match Bane's strength with his Aura-X powers, while the other ninja get rid of the tubes, giving Bane his immense power. We're venturing into the sewers for the ninja's next opponent, Killer Croc. As you can obviously see, the name is very literal, as this is a guy who is tragically transformed into a large killer crocodile, having superhuman strength, stamina, speed, and durability, not to mention the whole large fangs and claws thing. Killer Croc will no doubt be a handful for the ninja. Even with all 6 of them taking him on at once, he'll definitely take a good while to take down. Killer Croc's scaly skin is incredibly hard to penetrate, with the ninja's elemental powers and weapons not being able to do much because of it. The ninja will most likely have to outsmart him if they wish to win, but I can see the force of Cole's Aura-X punch maybe being enough to deal some amount of damage to the large crocodile, at least enough for the ninja to get the upper hand. Basil Carlo is a man who, you guessed it, after an accident becomes a monster known as Clayface, a large monster made entirely out of clay, being able to change his body into whatever he wants. Seeing how Clayface isn't exactly a solid being, he certainly presents the ninja with a great challenge, their punches and weapons going straight through the body of Clay. With Clayface's shapeshifting ability, he could easily manipulate the ninja by transforming into one of them, so that would definitely be another challenge for the ninja. Thankfully, one of the ninja's elemental powers will come in handy, that being Zane's control over ice, as the weakness of Clayface is freezing his clay body, as seen in Batman Arkham City. Clayface is also weak to water, so both Nia and Zane should be able to defeat this clay monster. And now we have Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, a perfect match for the ninja. Deathstroke is an incredibly skilled fighter, having superhuman strength, speed, agility, and stamina that would surely match the ninja skills, and if you ask me, even outperform the ninja. Deathstroke is a master at pretty much any weapon or fighting style you can imagine. He is a brutal fighter that gives even Batman a very difficult time. And I wouldn't exactly count on the ninja's elemental powers, as this guy has fought the Justice League and won, so he is more than capable of fighting superpowered individuals. I think the ninja versus Deathstroke might actually be the ninja's first loss, or at least being very generous to the ninja, a very close tie between the ninja and Deathstroke, as long as the ninja catches him on a very bad day. This next one, however, I do not see the ninja winning, with them most likely losing against Ra's al Ghul, the leader of the League of Assassins. Similar to Deathstroke, Ra's is one of the strongest and most skilled villains Batman has faced, having immense hand-to-hand combat skills, incredible martial arts abilities, a genius level intellect, and being a master at swordsmanship, along with superhuman strength, which is all sure to leave the ninja struggling during the fight. I can for sure see Ra's taking out half of the ninja without even getting a scratch on himself. Even if the ninja can get some good scratches on him, it doesn't really matter, as Ra's has access to the Lazarus Pit, a pool that can heal any wound and even bring someone back from the dead, so this guy is pretty much immortal. I guess it could be considered cheating letting Ra's have his Mountain Dew pool, but honestly I really don't think it matters, as the ninja genuinely do not stand a chance against him at all. Even if all of them are in their peak forms, Ra's would still be stronger and smarter than them all combined, with literally thousands of years of experience. Even if the ninja were allowed to use the pit themselves, I still don't think they would stand much of a chance, so unfortunately Ninjago City wouldn't be safe if Ra's showed up to conquer it. And now we have finally reached the final villain, the most iconic villain that Batman has ever faced, and probably the most iconic fictional villain of all time. That's right, it's the Clock King. Clock King is an extremely okay, I'm kidding, it's of course the Joker, the clown prince of crime himself. Surely he won't be much of a physical threat for the ninja, but his pure insanity will cause the ninja big trouble. Unlike every other villain we've covered, the Joker has absolutely no limits. Well, except the IRS, of course.
I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS? No, thank you.
So the ninja could be facing literally anything, and he would have no way to prepare for whatever the Joker has up his sleeves. The Joker has done some truly horrible acts that just go to show how much of a threat he is, even without any superhuman abilities. Even being able to trick Superman of all people. His mind is really like no other villain. He could easily lure the ninja into a false sense of security by pretending to be flat out insane, but once he has them in his grasp, his true criminal mastermind skills come out to play, using all kinds of joke-themed toys and ridiculous schemes to rid Ninjago City of the ninja. The Joker is unlike any villain the ninja have faced before, a truly unpredictable villain that I think could very much defeat the ninja as long as he properly takes advantage of the ninja's weaknesses and really gets into their heads, putting together a truly diabolical plan that would get rid of the ninja for good. So if by some random multiverse shenanigans where the ninja are dropped into Gotham City, I would say the team would be able to hold their own against a large few of Batman's villains, some proving more of a challenge than others, and the ninja only loses to a select few, such as Deathstroke, Ra's al Ghul, and most likely the Joker. Of course, the villains the ninja face today are nowhere near all of Batman's villains, just the ones that I think would actually be interesting matchups, and the most iconic villains from Batman's Rogues Gallery. Now I wonder as how Batman would fare against the ninja's iconic villains, say like the Overlord. Oh, well, I guess that is to be expected.